Just a wrap up of the work session and the regular council meeting for the City of Grand Rapids for March 25th, 2019. This afternoon at the work session, we had Lori Kangas Olson in to give us an update on the Boys and Girls Clubs of Grand Rapids and Greenway. And it's an effort that started not that long ago, but is already serving over 700 kids from kindergarten through 12th grade in after-school activities and summer activities in the Grand Rapids Greenway area. So quite an accomplishment for that group and their ability to look at tutoring and mentoring and giving kids a place to go from right after school until 8 o'clock in the evening. It certainly helps out families and stuff, and at the same time provides a meal and snacks for kids in those areas. So the average age is about 10.7 years old. It takes about 25% of the funding comes from Blandin Foundation, so there's always a need for money out there in order to make this work. They're currently operating out of the middle school and out of the schools over in Coleraine. So that was the work session. Just a few things from the regular council meeting this afternoon. On the consent agenda, a few things that I wanted to re-highlight was the approval of artwork design with Milligan Studios for 3 sculptures. These will be around the Grand Rapids area. And then infrastructure for permanent easements for the East School project, so up around the middle school area up there, looking at project work up there. We also approved the plans and specifications for our street improvements. We've been talking about that for months, you know, the work that we are going to be doing in 2019, the areas of town, from the standpoint of street improvements. So we approved those specifications tonight. Then we approved some capital project fund, capital equipment replacement fund to the capital project fund, general improvements fund. As you recall, we had a bid at one point in time to do City Hall and the Fire Hall, and that bid came in extremely high and was unacceptable to the council. So we've been piecemealing work at both those facilities to get us up into compliance and to meet some of the requirements from a staffing and work environment for the fire department for the city. And we are in the process of moving funds around in order to do that. We approved easements with Minnesota Energy Resources for the Golf Course Road Utility Extension, the Great River Acres. For those that aren't familiar, it's the work that's going out there on the west grade school and then a potential project with Oppidan, and then the development of some potential building sites for single family and multifamily housing opportunities in that 41 acres that the city got in the land exchange with UPM Blandin when we gave away the schoolyard. Rob Matei, our community development department head, was in tonight, and he talked about construction stuff. We had just under $13 million of projects in 2018, and he said if all things fall in place this year, 2018 was a rather low year. We averaged somewhere in the neighborhood of a little over 20 to 25 million a year if you were to average the years out. But the potential this summer for commercial, residential, and government projects in the city of Grand Rapids could total well over $70 million of projects this year. So it's going to be quite a year from the standpoint of project and project development. He did some highlights of some of the projects that are proposed and some of the businesses that we currently have in town that have come in and they've looked for the small community development loan process where you can get money to help improve your storefront or your building or residential homes. And then if you've still got the property 7 years down the road, that portion of it is forgivable from the standpoint of where that funding came from. We also talked and had consideration of the approval of the preliminary plat for that Great River Acres. So that was approved this evening. And then we finished out the evening with our annual stormwater pollution prevention plan. Keep in mind that the city of Grand Rapids, because of our size, are required with 6 lakes within the city limits and a river that runs all the way through. We have hundreds of discharge points where runoff in our community runs into the river, and we have to make sure that we are doing what we can to ensure that that storm runoff is controlled and that it's managed and that it's not getting excessive chemicals and stuff down in there. Thus, the development of rain gardens and ponds to filter a lot of this stuff through, and catch basins and ponds in different parts of Grand Rapids where a lot of this stuff runs and it settles out before it runs into a discharge point that would get back to a lake or the river. So with that, we look forward to seeing everyone. The first Monday of next month is on the 1st, so we look forward to seeing you at the council meeting with the council wrap-up of April 8th, and get out and enjoy the nice weather. It's sunny out there. It looks like it's going to be a great week. My wife and I have been out doing a little walking, and I would encourage others to get out and do some walking. The sidewalks and stuff are clearing off pretty rapidly, and it's a great time to get out and enjoy a little stroll around the community. So with that, have a good evening and take care.